What's up, everybody? It's Captain AJ here, back again with AJ's Bass Guides. And in this video, I'm going to tell you guys why you should never use a EWG hook. First off, let me tell you guys a little story of how I came to finding out that EWG hooks really aren't that great of a hook, and why I never use them, and why you shouldn't either. I used to use a lot of flukes. Well, I still use a lot of flukes. It's a really popular bait here in Florida. Catches a lot of fish, catches some good fish too. But I used to use these flukes and I'd fish them and I'd get a lot of bites and catch a lot of fish, but I'd also miss a lot of fish. And I tried everything, you know. I would let the fish take it longer or set the hook quicker or whatever, trying to get them to eat it better. Because trying to eliminate these misses, I would just miss an abnormal amount, like more than I feel like I should have, you know. And it was kind of frustrating. And it came to the point where I thought that, you know, just fishing a fluke, you're just gonna miss fish. That's just how it is, you know. Just I would think that maybe just because I was twitching it, the fish would feel that, and then spit it out before I could set the hook. And I just kind of came to terms with that's just how it is, you know. You're just gonna miss fish and flukes. Until one day I saw this video. This is about 10 years ago. This is a while ago. But I saw this video by Ish Monroe. I think it was on bassuniversity.com or something like that, one of their videos. But it was Ish Monroe. And I think it was on flipping or something. But in that video, he goes, well, I never use the EWG hook, you know. And I'm like, what the heck? Why don't you use an EWG hook? They're like the best hooks. Is what everyone uses. And he goes and says, because they have a terrible hookup ratio. They just miss fish. And that right there just dawned on me that the whole reason I've been missing all these fish on these flukes, and it wasn't just flukes, I'd miss fish on Zincos and other stuff, you know. But the whole reason I was missing these fish is because of the hook. And he goes on and says, you know, because the eye of the hook and the point of the hook are in line with each other and these hooks, you're relying on just a special thing to happen for that hook to get bounced up, and then it catches the fish's mouth. Which, you know, I mean, they still catch fish. It's not like they don't catch fish, you know. And some people will probably be pissed off because they love these hooks and stuff, because they do rig up your baits perfectly straight. It's great for rigging up baits straight, and that's what they're designed for. But because that hook point and the eye point are together, I can slide my finger across the top of this hook without getting hooked, you know. And you're relying on it bouncing up and hitting a certain way for you to hook a fish. Otherwise it's going to slide out perfectly without hooking them, and you're going to miss fish. It's terrible, you know. And ever since I watched that video, I don't use these hooks anymore. All I use is a regular just worm hook, just like that. Just a regular, you know, J worm hook, short shank worm hook. And it's game changing. I mean, I went immediately from missing almost like half the fish. I mean, some days I catch a few more, but I always miss fish. I went from that to having almost 100% hookup ratio, like a 90% hookup ratio, if that, sometimes 100%. I would catch everything that bit. And it was so game changing that I don't even use these EWG hooks anymore. It's crazy. And, you know, if you're missing fish using an EWG hook, just switch over, you know. Some people are so into these hooks because they do rig up stuff straight, and it's harder to rig bait straight on these hooks. You gotta finagle it a little bit more, but you can still rig it straight, and straight enough to where it gets bit. But the important thing is that you're gonna catch what bites. You know, it's very rarely I miss fish on these worm hooks. And same thing with customers. I get customers, they don't miss them either. You know, you're gonna catch pretty much everything that bites, even if you don't even set the hook right, you know, because the hook is already above. See, that's the key, is the hook is well above the eye of the hook. So I'm not relying on it bouncing up or doing anything. As soon as that hook comes out of their mouth, whether it does the right thing or not, it's gonna penetrate that fish's mouth, and you're gonna catch them. You know, they're pretty solid hooks. They stay pinned. You know, you catch everything that bites. But yeah, that's the reason why you don't use, I don't use EWG hooks, and you shouldn't either, because they miss fish. Now, there is a certain EWG hooks that are better, that they're designing. This is one by Jacob Wheeler that I have. I still really don't use it because I just don't have faith in these hooks anymore. But I can't remember what this hook is called. This is it's made by Rapala, I believe. And So Jacob really designed this, and as you can see, the point of the hook is above the eye, and that's the whole difference right there. So you're gonna get a much better hookup ratio with that. Like I said, I still don't really use these. I've tried them a little bit and I've caught fish, but I just have better faith in the worm hooks catching fish. Yeah, so if you are using EWG hooks, make sure that the point of the hook is above the eye. That's the key. You know, if you have a hook like this is just an example hook that I have. I don't even use it. But if you have a hook like this, just throw it away. Don't even rig it up anymore. It's just, you're just gonna miss fish on it. It's a waste. Like I said, I just use nothing but those regular worm hooks. And it's been game changing for me. I catch everything that bites. I've caught giants off of them, and you can mess up and still catch fish. You know, with these, you're relying on everything going perfectly right in order for you to catch that fish, and which in fishing, of course, doesn't always happen. But I hope that helped you guys catch more fish and miss less fish. You know, if you're struggling, you're missing fish, and you think you're doing something wrong, it may not be because of you. It may be just because of the hook you're using. We'll have this be the thumbnail. Or how about a oh oh